could get into bed. And I don't want to put pressure on you. I just do the things you like, and with a body like that, you're gonna be breaking a spine. I'm all down for you, baby, yeah. You could be mine tonight, or till we don't know what is yours and what is mine. What is yours and what is mine? Until we intertwine. I'm eating what he served. I never want a different dish. Consistency's my only wish, and I like the taste of your spit all up upon my lips, and I like it. Yeah, I show you that you could come inside it. I go on and on, on and on, on and on, like my favorite Badu song. With a face like that, you're gonna be opening my legs. Come lay down for you, baby. We could get into bed. I don't want to put pressure on it. I just do the things you like, and with a body like that, you're gonna be breaking a spine. I'm all down for you, baby, yeah. You could be mine tonight, or till we don't know what is yours and what is mine. What is yours and what is mine? What is yours and what is mine? Yeah. What is yours and what is mine? Until we intertwine. I know that we got our problems too, but boy, you are so fine. I wanna drink you up all night, and when enough is enough, I tell you it's enough. But I don't ever think that we could get enough of what is going on between us. With a face like that, you're gonna be opening my legs. Come lay down for you, baby. We could get into bed. I don't want to put pressure on it. I just do the things you like, and with a body like that, you're gonna be breaking a spine. I'm all down for you, baby, yeah. You could be mine tonight, or till we don't know what is yours and what is mine.
Sound of the Pigeon podcast.
Sound of Pigeon
Sound of Pigeon podcast.
Hey Georgia,
Hi. I just put a blueberry in my mouth.
guten appetit. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for
Nice
having
to
me.
have you in the podcast. You're
Yeah.
an incredible singer. You came all the way from the UK, even though you told me that you are traveling around the world. So you're basically everywhere. And
All
you
at the
came
same
here.
time.
Yeah, you came here with good music to play for us, as we already heard.
you.
Intertwine. And I also did some research about you before the podcast, and
Oh,
I
yeah?
listened to your music.
What'd you find out?
I found out that you have amazing music. And
Thank you.
yeah, I love the jazziness that you put there. The jazziness and the sensuality and the subject that you talk about, which we already talked a little bit before we started. And it's not so common to see women so open about it.
Yeah. I think that's that's maybe part of the reason why it's so empowering for me to sing about.
Yeah.
And also just this idea that like I'm claiming myself, whatever was taken, you know, in regards to the patriarchy that I've been sort of built to exist within. Now, like being able to sing about my sexual experiences empowers me and gives me that like freedom to express myself as a woman, you know, coming into myself as a woman.
What made you make this decision? This is what I want to talk about my songs. Was it something that came from inside and you had to give it some channeling, or was it a conscious decision to go for it?
I don't think it was necessarily a conscious strategy, let's say. I think it just started happening. Like, obviously, having a lot of experiences, I'm traveling and I'm meeting a lot of people, and yeah, I just started to write songs about those experiences. And I guess a lot of it does focus around this sensual idea. I mean, I don't think it's been a conscious decision, but it's just sort of happened that way.
Yeah, sometimes music needs to go out.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
building pressure and all those
Exactly.
those thoughts or ideas. They
It's
need
that
to find a way.
release. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question, though, because I don't think I've ever really like sat to think about where that came from. But I do think it's just like this. Like what I normally say when I explain to people what I write about is like my coming into womanhood, which is really just learning how to be comfortable with myself and speak confidently and know what I want. And yeah, I guess when you come into your sensuality, you come into your feminine power, that's a really like beautiful space to be in. So
Yeah. Yeah, as you said really earlier, to claim yourself.
yeah.
It's very interesting idea to claim ourselves, because then it means that you must lost yourself somewhere or someone has taken yourself from you. And
Yeah,
then
this is a really interesting concept because I'm talking about this a lot in therapy at the moment.
this is also therapy sometimes here.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah. I think we learn these behavior patterns like when we're small and when we're children. We learn how to exist around other people, and whether that's to be shrinking yourself to like people please or take up space, and we all have these different like things that we learn how to do in regards to our childhood. And I think I definitely just feel I've completely lost my train of thought.
That was faster than I thought.
I just like looked out the window and like got completely lost.
You say a bird and that's it.
That's how easily distracted I am. What were we talking about?
About how is it to claim yourself or your own womanhood.
Yeah, and something about therapy.
About people taking it away from you. and now we need to take it back from them back to us, to the original us.
Yeah. Oh my God, this
was
is
it about-
completely not edited,
Yeah,
right?
it's not edited.
You
That's
told
the
me
beauty of
before,
the human
you were like, we're
expression.
not going to edit this podcast. Okay. Well, I've lost that thought. It was going somewhere.
Yeah, but it's gone
Maybe
anyway.
maybe it's going to come back.
Yeah, I really resonate with the subject that you bring up, all the sensuality and basically your most inner expression of those experiences that you have. For me, when I heard your music, there was no filter. You were just completely, this is what I feel, this is what I want to express.
Yeah.
And this is how it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I love this. I really love this. And I
Yeah.
think it's empowering for women and for men as well, just to have this little spark of this is true.
Yeah.
This is what someone feels at the moment, and it's like you give an invitation for other people as well to be allowed to express those sexual thoughts that we have.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting
Nice.
subject, sexuality.
Yeah. I appreciate to hear that actually. Yeah, the lyrics are very in your face, you know. There's not really like a poetic way to hide behind things. It's just like
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking, that's what I'm gonna write. Yeah. Yeah, strange. But again, that's also just the way that it comes out, you know? Like I have a lot of amazing like musical friends that write very like poetically, you know. They have like, you don't necessarily know what they're talking about all the time, so it's open to interpretation. And I think for a while I was a bit like, oh, is this too obvious? Like, are my lyrics a bit too like, you know, am I not leaving room for people to interpret stuff the way they want to? But I still think that that's there. Like, people interpret it however they experience it, right? Like, I have songs that are written about friends, but it sounds like they're written about lovers. And so people experience that like in a lovey relationship kind of way, but actually it was written about a friend of mine or something, you know? So I think even if the lyrics are point blank in your face, it can still be interpreted in different ways.
Yes. Yeah, it reminds me of a song of Kendrick Lamar. You know him?
Yeah.
You have this song, what it's called? I forgot the name of it. But it goes like this. And baby, when I get you. I forgot the text. And this song is really interesting. It talks about Lucy
Okay.
the whole time. So Lucy is Lucifer. But Lucy, for me, was LSD.
Okay.
And it makes completely sense when I thought about it as too much LSD or what
Oh,
the LSD can do
wow.
to you. But when I realized this is Lucifer, I thought, very interesting. It
That's
works both ways.
cool.
Yeah, even though it's very explicit as well. But then I thought, my mind just tells me how to make sense out of it,
Yeah.
even though there might not be any connection.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the beauty of music, right? Like, we all have to interpret it the way that it hits us and the way we feel it. So that's
Yeah.
cool though.
And then we can make something else out of a song. We can create completely new meaning for it, even though it's not what the artist meant.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How did you start it with writing music, with performing?
So I was pretty young actually. My mom sent me to like a summer camp thing where you did like dance and theater and singing, and I just really loved it, like all of it. And then the woman, like one of the women who was teaching there, was a teacher at my school that I started going to. So I started having vocal lessons with her. I think I was 10 or 11. And I just wanted to play guitar. I was like, I really just want to like learn instruments. I took some drum lessons. I took guitar lessons. I just wanted to be like playing music. And like immediately as soon as I got the guitar, it was just kind of like a vessel for me to start writing. And I think like I've recently been reflecting on this a lot, like the reason why like we get drawn to be artists and to be songwriters and stuff. And obviously there's so many different reasons why. But yeah, I feel like music has always been like a safe space for me to exist fully as myself, judgment free, without like the needs of validation or opinion from others, which is so funny because now obviously there's a lot of validation and opinion from other people. But in the process of writing, I go completely in my own space where only I exist. I'm very insular with writing. Like I write in my bedroom alone, usually at night with just a guitar. Like it's always been that way, and that's how I feel the safest to express myself. Yeah, and I think it's this way for me to connect to something outside of myself, something that's bigger than me, you know? Like I feel like I've always been quite spiritual from a young age, which is so funny because I've not been raised in like a spiritual family. But since I can remember, I always felt this longing to exist with something larger than the world that I could see, you know? And I think that when I have that time, it's almost like something bigger than me is in the room, you know? It's like this higher power, this higher energy, this spirit, whatever it is coming in, and it's allowing me the space to just be, you know? It's like God is in the room or whatever, you know? This kind of thing. So for me, it's a very spiritual thing, and it's also just a way for me to release all the thoughts always non-stop in our brains. Like
It's a great therapy to write songs.
it's a massive therapy. I mean, for sure.
But what do you mean when you say there is something bigger than you? Do you mean that there are other energies that are channeled through you? And what is your job basically when you are writing songs?
It's to receive, I guess. It's to receive whatever, like, I think you will know because you're a musician also, but when you get in the state of flow where things are just coming through you, this is like the most amazing state to be in, because it's almost like this thing is, you don't know where it's coming from. It's just like magic. It's like you are the vessel for this thing to exist. Sometimes I just feel like that's where the element of a gift comes in, you know? Like we, as artists and as musicians, as creatives, we have this gift to maybe receive this idea or this, I don't know, magical thing to transmit it into the reality, you know?
Yeah, idea. That's something really interesting. I think that ideas sometimes they have lives of their own.
Yes.
And ideas, this is my opinion, I think they're not connected to us. I think they are a completely different entity.
It's its own entity. Yes, this is like, I really agree with this. This is in, have you read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert?
No, I didn't.
She talks a lot about this in how that we should visualize ideas as these little floating entities that are all around us, and like it can come to me and it can come to you, and it doesn't, the only way that it makes it something that we can claim is when we release it into the world, you know?
Yes, when we manifest those ideas.
When we bring it into fruition, that's when it can become ours to claim, to say, I had this, I did this. But otherwise, if you just have the idea, I mean, it floated in and out of your mind and into somebody else's. It's a really beautiful way to think about it, because it kind of takes control of the ego, you know? It's like, don't be so in your head that like you think you came up with all these amazing things. Like they already existed, but you were the one to put it into practice. And that's where the real work is, you know?
Yes, exactly.
And it's the hardest part.
It's the hardest part, yes. It's even harder when you had an idea, but you did not act on it, and you see someone else acting on the same idea.
Oh, yeah.
And you see that it goes well for them. And you think, why didn't I do it myself?
Yes. Yeah. That's a hard one, for sure.
I wonder how many songs do you have that were lost because you did not write down those ideas?
I mean, hundreds, thousands, maybe even. So many. And like sometimes I'll like listen back to something I wrote years ago that's still in like a voice memo or something, or I found an old recording somewhere on my laptop and I'm like, oh, this is a good song. Why did I never do anything with this? But yeah, it's probably something I'm trying to work on actually, to like just get shit done. Just get it done and get it out and move on.
So what is stopping you? Are you making a lot of songs but you never finish them?
I mean, that's been the process so far, but I'm trying to move more away from that. I think a lot of people are similar. Like I get very excited about things and then the excitement burns out and then I find something new to feel excited. It's like chasing the constant excitement feeling instead of like committing to something and sticking with it. I've started a lot of projects in my life and a lot of new hobbies that I've loved for the beginning part. And then the minute that it starts to get a bit tricky, I'm like, no, let's find something else now.
Yeah, this is a very tricky place to be in life.
Yeah.
Focus is the most important thing, and this is something that we all struggle with. And I'm trying to even refine more my focus and to eliminate stuff that are not something that contribute, I would say, but it's very difficult. You know, have you seen Matrix, the movie?
Matrix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is the woman with the red dress, right? And the woman with the red dress can come in life in many ways, in many forms. And basically what it is, it's the better option.
Right.
And this is the killer of dreams,
Oh,
the woman
God,
with the red
yes.
dress.
Yeah. I feel that so much, honestly. That's why, like, it's so admirable to see people just, like, doing stuff, you know, just getting shit done. And you're like, oh, that's so cool. I love that you've done this. I love you're doing this. I always find it really inspiring, people that do, like, loads of different things with their life, you know, like... If you want to make a documentary, and then you want to make a podcast, and then you want to make an album and throw an art exhibition, like people that can just do lots of different things. Because I feel like I've always kind of dipped in and out of doing things, but I haven't like always seen things to completion. Apart from obviously like I have put recordings out and stuff, and like I have focused mostly on my music. But there's still so many things that were left undone, but it's a growing experience, right? Like
Yeah, but it's natural. As I know also the big artists, they always say they have terabytes of unreleased music or unfinished music.
Yeah.
And it feels like, for me, when I find all the research about those artists and what they really do to be successful and all those stuff that really, like what is real life, you know, beyond what we see on the commercials or the promotional stuff.
Yeah.
And most of them, they write tons of songs. And they have like half of songs, maybe just a verse, you know, everything is scattered.
Yes.
And then they just take the best ones. You know, it's like the cream goes up.
Okay.
So I really believe in that it's all game of numbers. I believe that if you have 100 songs, let's say 10% are good. So you have 10 good songs. And if you want to have 100 good songs, so make 1,000 songs. And probably while you're doing songs, you will get better and better and better.
Yeah.
As long
That's
as you
for
keep
sure.
doing that. But I think it's all game of numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to think about actually, because I'm not somebody that writes a lot, you know, like, I mean, I write a lot, but I go in cycles. So I might not write for like 6 months, but then I'll write a bunch of songs at one time. And I'm realizing now that that's maybe not necessarily always serving me. But I've always been quite stubborn and like I just want to write authentically. Like, for example, I was listening to a podcast with Ed Sheeran and he was saying that he writes like 10 songs a day or something ridiculous. And it's just this like filter, get stuff out, make something. It's like the act of just always creating, right? But then he's a pop artist and he's trying to like create a pop song. And I feel like I don't necessarily work that way. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but I just want to write when I feel like it wants to come out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to necessarily like curate it for the ears of others. I just want to do what feels right for me for that song. But then it makes it harder, of course, when you're trying to build a musical career
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I might not write for 6 months, you know?
But there are many ways. I think there are many ways a person can be successful and earn money from music. I think in life you can do whatever you want. I
Yeah,
really believe that there is
I
no...
love that. Thank you for that affirmation.
Yeah, for sure. And everyone who listens, I believe everyone can do whatever they want, have their lifestyle as they want to do it.
Yes.
As long as they keep bringing value to other people, I think everyone can do whatever they want.
Yes. And this also goes back to that sort of, why do we do this? Why do we choose music? And I think as as people in the world, we need collective healing almost always. And it's kind of our responsibility as individuals to figure out how you're going to play a part in that collective healing. So for me, this is also a way for me to heal myself as much as try to heal and connect with other people.
Is this your mission with music?
Yeah.
To heal people?
I don't want to say like heal people, but like
But to bring them a bit more awareness.
yeah, bring awareness,
Different perspective.
and connection. You know, like when you feel totally alone, what's the one thing you can never feel alone with? Music. Like music makes you feel connected to someone somewhere that you don't even know through the song that they've written. You feel, okay, I'm not alone in this music when I hear it, you know. And I think maybe that's a big intention, is to bring people together, connect people.
Yeah, music does it really good. I love the fact that music is something that is unapologetic. You know, I realized it at quite early age that I can tell you something directly as a person to a person, and it might be very harsh. And you will want to slap my face or something like that. But if I make a nice groove behind that and I make some nice chords behind it, then you can accept this.
That's so true.
And this is mind-blowing for me. This is the magic of music. In music, I can say whatever I want, almost.
Yeah, you can be whoever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And that's also what I'm saying. Like, it's that safe space to exist fully as you are. Say whatever you want to say. I want to say judgment-free, but it's not judgment-free. But
The first one to judge ourselves is us.
yeah, it's very true. Yeah, I'm definitely my worst critic, I would say.
How do you approach the productions of the song? You told me that you're gonna play with that you're already playing with Jarrah. Basically, you're making music.
Yeah.
And also is coming here soon after the podcast to play another
he's
song
gonna
together
come.
with you.
Yeah.
And so far, he's been twice on the podcast.
Lucky
Jarrah.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah, this dude is a legend. He's just everywhere. He's doing a lot of things.
Yeah, he is. Jarrah's a busy man. But yeah, he
How do you approach the production together?
so I always write the song, like I say, like on my own, acoustic guitar or whatever. I write the lyrics, the melody and the chords. And it's different depending on the way I've gone about it. Like, for example, my last few singles were recorded with a full band in a studio. But I really wanted to get more into the production side of stuff. And this falls kind of like on my influences and what I've been listening to a lot. And I was introduced to Jarrah through Sarah, actually, I think. And she was like, Jarrah's looking to connect, he's looking to work with people, and I was looking for a producer, and we just went out for some red wine and hit it off, like became super, super sweet friends. And I just knew that we would work well together instantly. So yeah, I told Jarrah that I had this song I wanted to work on, and we spent some time talking about some ideas and building it in front of the computer, which is the complete other end of the way that I'm used to like making music. So it's fun for me, and I don't know how to do anything, so Jarrah's the one that can press all the buttons and stuff.
It was the first time that you approached your music like that?
I did co-produce one single of mine with a good friend of mine, and it was a similar setup, you know. We just drink wine, we sit behind a computer, and we see what happens.
But you came with the song already.
Yeah, I came with the song, and I came with some ideas. Yeah, and we put our creative brains together, and I'm really happy with it, actually. It's a sound that it's a little different from what I've put out so far, and it's a sound I've been meaning to start making. This more like electronic sort of R&B sound, which is really, I've been listening to a lot of it in the last couple of years, and I've been wanting to sort of go down this sexy R&B kind of route and step out of this singer-songwriter box that everybody seems to want to put me in.
Yeah, do you want to be in this box?
I don't want to be in this box.
Did you want it initially to be in this box?
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in any box, to be honest. But it's you know, you see a girl with an acoustic guitar writing her own songs, and it just gets put in the singer-songwriter box. And I
Yeah.
think
Especially if she goes to open mics.
exactly. And because I play solo a lot, you know, so financially that just makes the most sense because I can. So I think, yeah, it's easy to sort of put people aside and say, oh, this is what you can do. And then they have that in their head. But working with Jarrah has given me that space to be like, actually, no, like there's room in my songs here to expand outside of this thing that you keep putting me in.
Like what made you, not what made you, but what are the tools for you to expand outside of this box?
Well, it's production skills, really, isn't it? I mean, I kind of dabbled in production a little bit when I was studying at uni, but I never kept any of it up. So, and it's just, it's definitely something I want to start doing myself. But I also really enjoy collaborating and sitting with people who I know what they're doing. And I can just like say, oh, like, let's make this kind of sound, or what about if we do this? And they can do all the technical stuff.
Yeah, it's faster like that.
It's faster and
Less energy consumption, more efficient.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time to get good at production, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
I think in general in life, it's good to team up with people who already know their art.
play to your strengths. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
I think this is how people are able to do a lot in life.
Yeah, and especially when you meet people, I mean, Berlin is one of the most amazing places for this, where you meet people that want to work together and want to help each other grow, and it's this element of community, you know.
Yes.
It's, yeah, that's really beautiful to be a part of. I think all of us as musicians look for that.
For the
Unfortunately,
community.
yeah, and we will always have that wherever we go because we are musicians. But some certain places obviously hold more of it than others.
Yes.
And Berlin is, yeah, a great place to work with people and connect and network, let's say.
That's incredible. You told me you came here just before COVID, or you came here during COVID?
Yeah, kind of in the midst,
In the
like
midst of COVID.
August 2020. Yeah,
Crazy.
it's just been 3 years now.
And have you been here before? Did you live here before?
I hadn't lived here, but I came for like a long weekend a couple times. Mostly just partied, didn't see daylight, went back to the UK.
Crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, and it also took me a while to find my feet, you know? I feel like it took me a while to find my feet here. But then, of course, it was COVID. Like, I moved here and it was amazing. Like, we were having a summer and everything was open. And then we went back into the second lockdown. And I couldn't work. I had, like, there was no live shows. And that's how I make, like, 99% of my money. So I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. I did a couple live streams, but, like, it wasn't enough to pay my rent. So, yeah, then I had to start working and...
How often are you
other
performing?
jobs. It really varies. I mean, anything from once a week to 6 times a week, like depending on what's available, what I can get, what I need.
And how do you find those gigs for those singer-songwriters or just anyone who wants to perform and they're struggling a little bit?
Hours and hours of research and emailing.
Yeah?
I mean, I do get approached also. Like, I get reached via email, or people hear me somewhere and then reach out. They want me to play at their wedding or something, you know. But a lot of the time, I'm contacting people and places. Just research. You see someone on your Instagram played locally, and then you say, okay, I'm going to reach out there, or just look up like music venues, restaurants. But I didn't have that for a while, because I also played on the streets a lot. So that was also how I made my money in the beginning when I moved here. Just playing on the streets, building a community, and not building community, but being a part of the community that's always building, in the sort of singer-songwriter realm, and the open mic realm. But yeah, now I'm in a better position, let's say, where I do get approached quite a lot as well. So, but yeah, you just gotta grind a little bit, and
Yeah, I agree about it.
yeah, just send a lot of emails.
A little bit or grind a lot?
Yeah, grind a lot.
Yeah, how many hours do you think it's appropriate to grind and finding places to perform and sending emails?
I think I'm still trying to figure that out, to be honest. Like, it's this typical thing. I think we're sort of told as musicians, like, if you're not constantly grinding, then you're not working hard enough. And I don't think that's fair, because I don't think it should be all work and no play, you know. There's no room to experience, so you can write the songs, you know.
Yes.
And like, it takes the magic out of it, which is it's a magical thing that we're doing, you know.
Yeah.
We shouldn't just be all business all the time. It's so draining. I'm realizing that I can't sit in front of the laptop all the time. It's just...
Yeah, it's very difficult. And I think this is why musicians are struggling with their business, because it's very different from making music.
Yeah.
Even though I
exactly.
believe in good business, there is a lot of art, but I think the actual actions are different.
Yeah.
Right? If we're searching for bars to play, or if we need to send emails, then it's different than playing on a guitar and finding melodies.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think the switch between those two are difficult for you to do?
Yes. I think I'm trying to learn the balance, really, because, I mean, we're always just trying to balance everything, I think. But I think especially when you're really growing your career, which is where I'm in the stage this is the stage I'm in now, is like, I'm really dedicated to growing. It takes a lot of energy, and you're taking on a lot of different roles, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm switching between doing the marketing and doing the press, and coming up with brand ideas and social media content, and trying to find gigs. And there's a lot of different areas you have to be at least relatively good at, you know, if you want to actually reach people and expand. And that's, yeah, it's really just all about balance. You have to carve out time. Okay, this is something I'm trying to figure out. And I read, do you know Ari Herstand?
No.
He's kind of like a music business guru, let's say.
Music business guru.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Ari Herstand. He wrote How to Make It in the New Music Business, and he's just released a 3rd edition, which is
it Harry, like Prince Harry?
Ari.
With A.
A-R-I. Ari.
Ari what?
Herstand.
Herstand.
Yeah.
I'll research this guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, he has a podcast also. He has written books. He's been artist managers. He's done so many things. And he updates, like, the 3rd edition of his book, which is the one I'm reading at the moment. He updates it, you know, with how times are changing, how social
Yeah.
media changes the business, everything.
What's the name of the book?
How to make it in the new music business. And he basically talks about this in his book, how we have to be disciplined enough to create our own schedules, you know? So like, let's say Monday to Wednesday or Thursday, you say, okay, this is admin day, so I spend 8 hours a day. I mean, I can't work this way, but this is one of his suggestions. You spend 8 hours a day sitting and doing emails and press contacts and all of this stuff, admin stuff. And then Thursday to Sunday or Friday to Sunday, you just play. You play music, you write, you go. He says you should be going to like 3 live gigs a week. I think he says 3.
Yeah, makes sense.
And networking, and then limit your money. He's like, only buy 1 beer at every show you go to. So he's like, you know, he talks a lot about like creating these schedules, so you know in your mind, okay, Monday's coming, that's admin day, and you strategize like the best way you can use your time for everything, you know. And I think maybe it's good advice, but you have to find what works for you. I can't sit at the laptop for 8 hours. I just get restless.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So maybe I haven't created a schedule yet, but I kind of just mix in every day. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do 3 hours of morning admin. Maybe I do some yoga, then maybe I play guitar, learn a cover or something. And so I'm trying to break the day up so it's not all just condensed into one thing, you know?
Yeah, it's very individual, definitely. And I think everyone should explore themselves and what is the right routine for them.
Yes.
And I think really the most important thing is to do those stuff that are boring, right? And for me, I always attack them as soon as I can in the day because I have most mind power or brain power, you know.
Brain juice.
Yeah, exactly. And I noticed the more the day goes on, the less my mentality
Yeah.
can stop from distractions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the later is it in the night, the more stupid mentally I am. So all those stuff that I don't want to do,
Yeah, get it done as soon as you wake up.
yes, not as soon as I wake up, then it will be,
Have a coffee first.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then just attack those things and
Yeah, it's true.
to finish them. For me, it's like I finish with this as soon as possible, and then I don't see it anymore in my life. This
Yeah.
is my approach. And sometimes I do it with anger, because anger is a good fuel.
Yeah?
For me, yeah, it can be dangerous, you know, anger, because then it can spill to other places. But I believe if anger is being used as a fuel to achieve a goal, and that's the only goal of this anger, then that's good.
I like that. Yeah. You're channeling it in a positive way,
Yeah.
in a healthy way.
I used to work for Lieferando 2 years ago, and I thought this was a great job, actually, because they pay me money to do sports.
Yeah.
And this is amazing. I
They're
could
paying
listen
you
to
to keep
books.
fit.
Yeah, and I could listen to books so I could get smarter while I'm doing that.
Nice.
And usually it was around the same neighborhood in Berlin. So for those of you
That's good.
who are not in Berlin, they need to understand it's a huge city. So from one side to the other side, it can take 1 hour with a bicycle.
Yeah.
And sometimes with Lieferando, there is different names for this company in different places in the world. So it's basically doing deliveries on the bicycle. And sometimes they would send me so far away, maybe 40 or 50 minutes, just to go back home, which is unpaid.
Oh.
Yeah, because I finished my shift, right? I don't get paid for it. And it was after 4 or 5 hours of already driving bicycle.
Oh, that's way too much.
And I was
couldn't
so
handle it.
angry one day at them. I was so angry. You will not believe how angry I was. And it was one of the best records time that I drove the bicycle from those places. I was so angry.
You flew
I
to
just,
the other side.
motherfuckers, how they're really fast on the pedals. And then I came back and I was so happy because I broke a record of how
Yeah.
fast it was.
Nice. I like that. That's actually a very positive way to
Yeah.
release your anger.
Anger is very powerful. It's very powerful. And it's very easy also to direct it at other people. Because usually we feel that those people, they are the ones who made us angry.
Yeah.
And we give them the responsibility for making us feeling this anger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so why it's inside of me, I need to channel it out, right? It's like an urge. It's like an energy. It's explosive.
Yeah,
anger.
it's for sure. And it's you need to release it. You know?
Yes.
You can't hold on to that, for sure.
Yeah, then it can be depression, and then it can have some other mental and physical symptoms going on with
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. It definitely needs to be released. It's just about the right way to release it.
Yeah, yeah. There is another guy. His name is David Goggins. He's a really like mental hardening kind of person,
Okay.
and he broke a lot of records in his life. He did like ultra marathons. You know what
Nice.
is ultra marathon?
Is it a marathon where you do loads of different things?
No, it's more like 4 times marathon sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 100
one?
miles. Yeah, 160 kilometers.
Oh my gosh.
24-hour races. There is also a race. It's called the Moab 200 or 250. I forgot. It's in miles, so it's like 300 or something kilometers.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, they run 2 days. It's really insane. And he also broke a pull-up record of like 3,000. It's something crazy that he did straight, like.
Yeah.
And he says what was really motivating him is the anger that he had. On those who had the record before him, he was just mad at those people. And it fueled him to break the record.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, it sounds very brutal and aggressive when he talks about it.
But it's real and
And
it
it
has to be
works.
released, yeah.
Yeah. Are you having some anger things in your music? Do you
Now
find...
it's becoming therapy. I definitely get angry. I mean, for sure. I think everybody does. I'm not. It happens in bursts if it does happen, and I usually just get like super emotional and like scream and cry. Movement for sure, like dancing helps. Sometimes I just get like really, if I do get really angry, like I punch a pillow or just put some music on and have a little crazy ecstatic dance and try to release the energy. But I don't think it happens that much.
What makes you angry when it does happen? Or what was the last thing that made you really angry that you remember?
Things that make me angry are when I feel misunderstood, when I feel like I'm not being heard or somebody doesn't get me or doesn't understand me. I think that can make me really angry.
So if someone is trolling you, you go out of your mind.
Trolling me?
Yeah.
No, more like, I don't know, just not being heard or not being seen as you are. I find that really triggering for some reason.
Yeah, I can understand.
But like the last time I got angry, I think the last time I got angry was at my partner when we were making poached eggs. I'm recently
What did you make?
Poached eggs.
What is it?
Like eggs that poached is like a way that you make the egg.
So when you spin the water, this
Yeah.
is very
It's a very tricky
expert
thing to do.
way to make food. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know where the anger came from, but me and my partner were both trying to do it at the same time and
On the same pot. On the same
and
egg.
it just wasn't working. Like, and I ended up getting really angry. And like this sudden burst of rage. And we laughed about it afterwards. We were like, what was that all about? I've recently started eating eggs again, so
Eggs are great. Eggs are amazing. It depends where they came from. I think if it came from a healthy chicken, it's like a superfood.
yeah, but I recently heard actually that you can buy eggs from the supermarket and hatch them yourself. Did you know that?
How did you do that? Do I need to sit on the egg?
You could sit on the
I
egg.
mean, probably there is some technology that sits on the egg instead of me.
I think you buy like a heating thing, like a little heating box, and then you just put the eggs in for however many days or weeks, and then it literally hatches baby
Wow.
chicks.
Yeah, some of the eggs, they have a bit of blood.
Yeah, it's disgusting, right?
You think so?
Yeah, because I've been vegetarian most of my life. Like, I have eaten meat, of course, but I was vegan for 6 years, and then about 2 months ago, yeah, I started eating eggs again. And so it's still kind of new to be incorporating it into my diet. So when I see the bloody bits, I'm like, ugh.
Those bloody ones, they've been fertilized, so there is more chances they will hatch.
Fuck.
Yeah, in the Jewish culture, it's not allowed to eat those
Oh,
eggs.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if you meet someone who is really into Jewish tradition and the religion and all this, so they break the eggs on a separate glass, so they can see if there is blood, and then they
And
use
they
it.
don't even like remove it and eat it. They just don't have it.
No, they completely throw it,
Interesting.
because then it's considered to be not clean.
Okay.
But for me, I feel if it's been fertilized, then it's good. Because if it will not be fertilized, then it will not be good, you know? There will be some problem with the egg.
Really?
Yeah, if there is
Like-
something that is not been fertilized. For me, you know, when you look for an apple, and you see apple, and you see also a worm inside the apple, then this is for sure a good apple. Because also the worm wants to eat it. This is how I see
I've
those stuff.
literally never thought of something like that.
Yeah, it's all plastic.
I wouldn't
think.
want to eat the apple because the worm is inside it.
I think those apples that we buy in supermarkets are awful.
Yeah.
It depends where,
I mean,
but
they're
some
like
of them,
covered in wax and
yeah,
stuff, right?
they look like plastic.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes they don't go bad for a long time. This is weird. If it's something that is alive, it needs to decompose somehow. But
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
sometimes tomatoes can hold like 2-3 weeks, or cucumber or something.
Well,
It
yeah,
holds
it's
so
like
long.
pesticides and stuff, I guess, right?
Yeah. And then, is it really food? What are we eating? And then when I see a worm that eats that, you know, worm is not a human. She don't have all this bullshit that we have in our minds. She don't care about brands. She don't care about Lidl. She don't care about
Look
the
at how
stuff.
pretty the apple looks.
Yeah, she feels it. She smells it, and this is what she needs.
Yeah.
And she just goes with that. She said, "Good apple, I eat."
Be like the worm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we really need to go back there. There is so much bullshit in this world today that we accept it as something that this is normal. This is part of life.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. That's yeah. I mean,
Yeah, like food, for example. I think if you go to Lidl, 90% of what they sell there, it needs to go to the garbage. Not even donated to people. Like
Nobody
really,
should
what they
eat
sell there,
this.
they have a full aisles with just sugar, and then you have sugar
Yeah.
juice, and then you have frozen sugars,
yeah, it's true. I
sugar
mean,
with yogurt, like everything with sugar.
we're definitely quite far disconnected from the source, let's say.
Yeah,
But
in Germany, it can be better if you find some local farmers. Yeah, I think in other countries, when they're not so capitalistic, maybe there is more access to those local farmers, and then really to have some good food that can actually nourish us.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, people are just detached from what they're putting on their plates. Even the concept of like meat and any animal products, really. People just don't want to think about it. They just want to eat what tastes good to them.
Yeah. What do you think about the thought that if someone wants to eat meat, they need to go and hunt themselves?
I mean, honestly, I have more respect for you if you can go and kill the animal and eat it, then you should be eating it. I don't understand people that want. Oh, that's Jarrah.
Maybe. Let's make a pause. Jarrah, you're in the podcast once again.
Surprise special guest.
Yes, we need to see how we do it with the microphone.
Yeah,
There's only
I don't
one
know.
mic. You can feel like Aerosmith when they use one mic to sing together or something like that. Yeah, Joe Perry and Mr. Tyler.
Okay.
You know Aerosmith?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Harrison.
Yeah, I know Aerosmith, but I don't remember. I know. Did they just not have the money for more mics, or they just always had to share?
I think it's the pose, you know? It's the pose.
Can't be that. Come on.
No, I don't think it's that.
It's the rock and roll pose, the brotherhood.
Yeah. Yeah, brothers unite.
Yeah. You are the first guest that here twice on the podcast, Jarrah.
Okay, nice.
Yes, and we were just talking
VIP
about you.
right here.
That you were just everywhere.
I was just everywhere. What do you
You're
mean?
everywhere. Like I open my Instagram, I see you. You're doing this, you're doing stuff with that, and then you perform here. And then I open my Telegram and I see Soul Jam, and you're doing so many stuff, brother. I really, I love it, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
I highly respect you for that.
Appreciate that.
Yes. How you've been?
Good.
Man
I've
of the
been good.
business.
God,
Yeah.
I'm very tired right now. I'm very. No, it's it's been a busy couple of weeks or something like that, bit more. But yeah, just was releasing the EP with Sarah, and then
Sounds sick, by the way.
Oh,
I was
cheers.
listening today, actually.
nice,
on my
appreciate it.
bicycle riding around.
Nice. And then it's just like prepping all the stuff that I still want to happen later while still trying to do the promotion for this.
Yeah.
Like next gigs and my album that's in mastering at the moment.
Yeah.
Solo album.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward for this. Yeah, you both are both really strong on marketing, which is very vital in music.
Yeah. It's a hustle.
When you say
It
both,
is.
do you mean me and Jarrah or
Yeah.
Jarrah and
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you, Georgia.
I don't think I'm actually that strong on marketing.
Yeah, we just talked about it. It was off microphones about the fact that you have mostly private events, and those are usually paid better than
They can be, yeah.
Yeah,
finding
that's true.
events and
Yeah.
getting people to come and listen to you.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily me marketing. That's just me being on platforms where people find me.
Well, you're doing something right then. 'Cause
Isn't it
otherwise people
marketing?
wouldn't be wanting to book you.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Marketing is just to show yourself to people, right? That's
Yeah. Yeah.
the concept of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good marketing is something else,
Yes.
but marketing is just to show up.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, we both show up a
Yeah.
lot.
Exactly.
Nice.
We're good at that. Yeah.
Can I have a juicy story from the studio about recording music together?
Any what stories?
Yeah, some juicy story about recording stuff,
Stories.
about songs that will never be heard.
Oh no! I mean, this is our first.
This is our first track that
first track,
we've
yeah.
that we've worked on together.
It's only one song.
Yeah. For now.
Yeah, we're actually
Yeah.
gonna start recording soon for another track of mine.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be good. Also, yeah.
What is the other track? Is there a name already?
Well, yes, it's a new song of mine. It's called 2 Feet, but now I'm starting to think I'm working on another one, so I'm thinking maybe I will prioritize that over 2 Feet.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm
it's
down
still
for
to be
whatever.
it's still to be decided. But yeah, for sure we're gonna work together again.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the one thing that you both appreciate on the other person that you enjoy, that makes it more enjoyable to work together?
I know. I think it's just
The easiness.
yeah. honestly, yeah. Like there's some sense of I think this is my mentality with whoever I want to work with. If there's like this sense of you're on the same wavelength or the same page, and it's like not fighting to try and describe or trying to have an idea, then it's just going to be easier.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's like when it's easy, it's also kind of judgment free. Like Jarrah has a lot more knowledge in a lot of different areas than I do, and sometimes I want to like explain something, but I don't know how to use the right terminology. So it's nice to like. You need to find someone that's not gonna like sit and judge you for like not
Oh,
knowing
you
stuff.
don't know that this is the
Yeah.
compressor or blah blah
It's
blah
like-
or whatever. Yeah,
It's like, no, I know what you're going for. Like, let me show you this kind of thing. But I was actually saying earlier that I knew like the first night that we hung out together, we were just gonna be friends from that point on,
Yeah.
because it was just so easy.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you meet people that are just authentic and chill to get on with. Like, there's nothing to go wrong, you know.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Some people think that it's something that needs to make a lot of effort sometimes, you know, either to
Yeah.
get the right people to be friends with or just to have the right job or the right thing. I believe what you just explained now, how easy it is. This is the right way.
Yeah.
And I think no one should settle less than that.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice affirmation again. You keep giving these nice little affirmations for the listeners.
Yeah. We tend to forget it, you know, life comes on and then we have all those fears and what these people think about us and what this person thinks about me and how I'm looking at them, how they're looking at us. And
Yeah.
we just seem to be lost sometimes about how easy stuff's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you want to, when you're making something together, like you're making art, you're making music together, it needs to be like free flowy and like you need to give each other the space to be yourself, right? To like share your ideas and stuff. If you feel like you can't share your ideas, someone's limiting you, then they're not
Yeah.
bringing the best space
Yeah.
to work together.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I think I was watching this interview. Maybe it was Rick Rubin,
Oh yeah, I just started reading Rick Rubin,
his book.
the Creative Act.
I don't know it.
It's
I think this book gonna be the Bible in a few years.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's already becoming, I think.
Yeah, I got it here.
I reckon I recently just spoke with someone who said it's becoming a trend.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
Bible of
yeah.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah, and I remember he was making this one point of, in a collaboration, everyone involved or every party involved within the collaboration should make every decision to better the result or the art or whatever it is of the collaboration. It shouldn't be
Yes.
anything personal. Even if it's like saying, no, my idea definitely shouldn't happen here because that's what's right for the song,
Yes.
the artwork, whatever it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I remember reading this also. He brings it up in
Yeah.
the book. It's like moving the ego aside and doing the work for the best of what is
It can
happening.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the song, for what the song needs, essentially.
But that's a bit tricky because how do you know that the idea that you got is a really good idea or is it just your ego tricking you?
But that's when you're doing a collaborative effort. I guess maybe it's democratic.
Maybe, yeah, I guess so.
We all collaboratively agree that's a shit idea.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the ultimate approval. When there is a definitely yes or definitely no.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's a good question. How do you really know? But yeah, I guess it has to be a mutual agreement to be like, yeah, this is what the song needs.
Sometimes we don't know what the song need and someone else know better than us. This is what's so tricky because also songs that we think is a good song, then we release it outside and then it's not such a good song as we thought, or maybe people are not so...
Doesn't engage with them in the same way.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the other side, maybe a song that we put little effort somehow becomes a big song and people can relate more to this song.
Yeah.
Is there any pattern that you notice that songs are good this way, or is there some kind of intention, or like how can we really tell as artists that this is a good song and it's not just our mind playing trick with us?
Yeah, that's a really tricky question.
Yeah, it
Because I don't know. I think at least for me, when I'm songwriting or composing or arranging or whatever it is, it's been I've seen like the progression of my ideas over, well, let's say last 10 years or whatever it is, of my writing, and therefore it impacts. I'm maybe a bit more judgmental actually of my own ideas, but I think in a good way, like in a more analytical way. Maybe a bit quicker to say this doesn't work, scrap it, let's try something different. And I
Yeah.
think that is like part of my process to try and think of a way to make sure it has a better sense of engagement with whoever is listening to it. But still, it's you're in a vacuum in some sense
Yes.
before it's out in the real world. I've also been recently wanting to I just like do like listening parties of unreleased stuff or demos you're working with other musicians, and like
It's a cool idea.
I think it's really, really nice because then you can get feedback from people you care about or keep people that you value their opinion,
Yeah, exactly.
and then you're not in your own vacuum as
Yes.
well.
It's a great idea.
I think it's really nice.
When are
Yeah,
you
but
doing
it's
it?
a fine line, right? Like,
Yes.
like Rick Rubin would say, like you have to write for yourself and not the minute that you're writing for the ears of somebody else, it becomes like almost pointless because it's not channeling the truth. It's just trying to curate something for somebody else. So there needs to be like a balance of believing in something, but maybe you can workshop it to make it more accessible or something, or more not accessible, but more,
Understandable.
yeah, like more people engaged.
Accessible is a good way to say it.
Yeah.
Because then it depends on the production, it depends on the mix, and the
okay.
performance as well.
The marketing.
The marketing. Yeah, also the marketing. But even before the marketing, it's the moment someone plays the song and the moment they press this button,
Yeah.
how easy is it for them to lay back and understand where the song is going?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I think this got a lot of weight in how a song can be relatable. There is the song by Kendrick Lamar. It's the second time I used him as as an example. He got the song "All Right."
Yeah, I know.
You know this one?
Another one.
What is it?
All
Song
right.
"All Right."
It's something with like the really.
How does it go? Can you give me a sample?
Wouldn't you know we've been hurt bit down before? When the pride was low,
We're
looking at the
gonna
world.
be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this song, the beat was made by Pharrell Williams. And
Genius.
it was not made for Kendrick Lamar. It was made as a beat and basically sold it for those who made good stuff on it. And there is another rapper who took the same beat, exactly the same, and he did his own version on it. Of course, it's a different song. And then you hear what production can really do for a song.
Yeah.
And it's such a different song. You listen to this other rapper, which I don't even know his name, you know. And it sounds okay. It sounds like another hip hop song. But then when Kendrick Lamar makes it,
Yeah.
you hear all the talent of him, his friends, the mixing engineer, all the production that's went in, and then it becomes a huge party.
That's cool.
The power of production.
Yeah, the power of production.
Yeah.
That's why we need people like Jarrah to. That's why I need people like Jarrah
Yes.
to work with.
Yeah, this is your water. If you want.
That's my word.
Yeah.
Yeah, very big mugs you have.
I love big mugs, and I cannot lie. I have a big glass of 1 liter. I don't know where is it. It's somewhere with all my stuff. And usually I drink water with this big glass. It's a beer glass of
Yeah.
1 liter.
Yeah.
The big German one. Yeah.
And I love it. I love water.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. It's not so good for tea because it gets cold really fast.
True.
But for water, it's amazing.
Yeah.
What about the times? I think you're a bit in a rush.
Yeah. It's I should probably get
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, what an honor to have you again here,
Yeah,
man.
Thanks for having me on, even just briefly.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Well, thanks for coming down and
course.
singing, and not singing, but
The other one.
letting me
playing.
sing the song.
Oh, good. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Goodbye,
Okay.
Jarrah. Yeah, so we keep on talking while Jarrah is getting out of the apartment. We're blessing him live from the son of a pigeon.
We can hear everything, Jarrah.
Yes. The shoelaces, I'm going to compress it so they can hear everything. All right, so wonderful to have you, Jarrah. Thank you for coming, brother.
Yeah, happy that he came and swung in, so we could play that song that's coming out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I also need to take a photo of you before you leave.
Okay.
So we find some nice place outside.
By the trees.
By the trees or by the concrete. There is
Okay.
everything here. You can even go to Just Music.
Nice. You
Yeah,
know,
I
I've
did it
actually
already.
never been to Just Music.
Yeah, Jarrah is asking Eva. which is just music is the most epic store here in Berlin. if
Yeah,
you're
I
a
mean, I
musician.
know that, but I just have never been.
My dream is to go there, to hide until they close the shop, and then to go out.
Like that movie Night in the Museum.
Kind of.
Juicy.
Yeah, so let's finish the podcast. Let's have a closure.
Okay.
So let's summarize everything we talked about. No, we don't even remember. But we talked about good stuff.
We
Yeah,
talked
I'm very
about a lot
happy you
of
came
stuff.
here. It was really funny.
Yeah, me too. I'm happy that we made it happen. I think we were talking about meat before Jarrah came in. That was
Yeah.
where we finished the conversation.
Could be. But then there is now a whole part of Jarrah. Or maybe we can edit it so Jarrah will be in the end of our conversation and then Jarrah comes.
Yeah, maybe we can do that.
Nah, we'll make it chronological.
Okay, you don't
Yeah.
want to edit anything. You're just going to hear me lose my train of thought at the beginning.
Yeah. I think it's beautiful.
Let's keep it real, baby. Let's keep it real.
What do you feel with that?
Yeah, let's keep it real.
Yeah, why not? We make fun of ourselves one time and that's it. We already made fun of ourselves.
It's part of the human experience, isn't it? To fumble sometimes.
Yeah. But also with music, don't you think that the mistakes are making the music more interesting?
Oh, God, yeah. So many times I've done something by accident and it's ended up becoming the song. Really, like...
What was the mistake?
Well, a bunch of times, like, going to a wrong chord. Sometimes I sing a different lyric. Like, it happens actually all the time. Yeah, that's a thing. There's really no mistakes in art and music, right?
Yeah. I talked with a friend of mine about it. How many of the best songs that ever written, or maybe our favorite parts of those songs, some of them just mistakes.
Yeah,
Some of them really not planned to happen.
Yeah.
But it just happened, it sounded good, they went with that.
yeah, exactly. That's what the song needed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I know with guitar solos, I grew up on metal music, so I'm very much into guitar solos. And there, I remember there is one example is Seek and Destroy of Metallica. Do you know the song?
No.
There is a guitar solo there, and the guitarist played by accident a different note. And this is one of the highlights of the solo, actually.
Really?
This mistake. It's so crazy.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, I like that as well. Mistakes. I also like it in the recordings. Do you keep mistakes sometimes?
Yeah, for sure. And I really enjoy when there's like everyday life sort of in the recordings, you know? For example, like if we're laughing or chattering in the background or like using voice memos and stuff. Like I love that. That's actually in the single I'm about to release. There's just a little bit of that at the end, like laughing, me and Jarrah like very minimally talking. And I had that in one of my previous singles as well. Like you can hear like a glass clink and then I'm just like giggling and we're talking a bit. Yeah, it's cool. I like the element of being in the room. Like you're there with them when you hear that stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I appreciate it as well with artists when you don't feel just there is music, they're also humans.
Exactly.
When you hear the drummer counting before the song,
Yeah.
I love those little things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I also have that in my first EP as well.
When are you releasing your song Focus?
It will be out at midnight on Saturday, August 19th.
August 19th.
That is next Saturday, not this
Yeah.
Saturday.
But probably when the podcast will be released, also the song will be released already.
It will be out, yeah.
And probably there is already a link. So all of
sure.
you listening, either on Spotify or Fountain. Fountain is also a platform where I have a lot of listens.
Fountain.
Yeah.
I don't
it's
know
a-
this.
It's a podcast 2.0. You know this concept? You know Web3?
No.
You know crypto?
Yes.
So the idea of crypto is decentralized currency. So
Right.
you don't need banks. Web3 is built on top of that. So
Okay.
I can give you transaction of money without needing any bank or PayPal or third party.
Nice.
And also with podcast, it goes to the Web3. And basically, when you're listening to a podcast, you pay money for the podcast, like very little cents for every minute that you listen. And that's how you support the podcast.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is Fountain. It's really interesting. It's like baby steps at the moment, so they're getting there.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a good platform because it's very small. There are not much people who are using it. Not like Spotify, of course, or Apple Podcasts. So it's very cheap to promote there.
Nice.
I pay 0.01 cent for a listener.
0.01.
Cent.
That's the same as Spotify, no? Or 0.001.
They pay 0.004 for music stream. I don't know how much. No, they don't pay. They don't pay for podcasts.
Really?
There is no money
Oh,
on
wow.
Spotify from podcasts.
Huh.
Or maybe there is, but I don't see any of it. If someone makes money from Spotify explicitly, I would love to know about it. But yeah, usually, usually it's very expensive to do those kind of promotions to get people to listen to something.
Yeah.
And because there is no one there in this platform who is advertising, then it's really, really cheap.
Okay.
It's
wow.
almost for free.
Nice.
Yeah, for $1, I get 100 people listening. Yeah, it's really impressive.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's the power of being early in a platform.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Is there something like this for musicians, maybe?
I think there's probably a bunch of stuff like I don't know. I mean, I guess Patreon would maybe be
Patreon.
something, but it's more
Yeah, subscription.
Yes, it's community subscription. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know actually.
Yeah, if anyone knows, let us know. After you already heard the song, somewhere in the description there. Yeah, and there is also the Instagram of you that people can find. And if they don't have any access, how can they find you on socials media, on the internet? How can they reach you if they want to book you?
They can reach me through email would be the best thing, which is georgiamaymusic@gmail.com. And yeah, Giorgia May is spelled Giorgia. I have to stress that to people.
Yeah, also I'll write down your email, so if people want to book a concert with you, they can do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they can contact me on email and Instagram. But yeah, otherwise go listen to the music and enjoy it.
Yes. And last question, just before we go.
Yeah.
If your music was an animal, which animal would it be? If it makes it easier, it can be a combination between two animals.
Okay.
Or 3 or 4.
Well, I mean, we talked a lot about sensuality and feminine energy. So the first thing that came to my mind was a tiger. But there's also an element of, I don't know, calmness, I guess. So maybe some kind of fish.
Tiger fish.
A fish calm. I don't know. I'm thinking of me and my spirit animal.
Your spirit animal is a fish?
No, my friends would say my spirit animal is a mouse. I would say it's probably a fish or a bird. But yeah, let's go with tiger
Tiger is a
because it's
beautiful
sexy
animal.
and it's strong,
Yes. Cats are very, I don't know if sensuals, but they're very,
primitive,
with their movement, elegant. That's what I looked for.
elegant. I like that.
Yeah. It's insane how cats are so big, even, the smaller and the bigger, they're the same, basically. They're just moving and you cannot hear
Yes.
them.
True.
And when you see them go for hunt, it's incredible how much focus they have and how much they're aware of every little movement. It blows my mind. I think cats are one of the most supreme animals on this planet.
Oh wow, that's a statement.
Yeah. Cats, yeah, for sure. Especially big cats.
Wild
They're
ones.
so supreme, yeah. They can fuck us up with no time.
Yeah, but a lot of things could fuck us up in no time.
Yeah. let's say if you have a bear in front of you or a tiger, you know, both of them can really tear you apart. But I think as a human, we have more chances against the bear. But if a tiger wants to kill us, any big cat, they're just so supreme. Their body is so flexible. They can jump and they can
Yeah, true. Yeah,
twist their body and put their legs. And
okay.
I don't know if you ever done jiu-jitsu. Do you know Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
I do know, yeah, but I haven't done it.
So they're the ultimate jiu-jitsu fighters. Basically.
The tigers
The cats,
are.
yeah.
Nice.
Cool. It's
So
it's
you
a
do
nice
not
way.
want to get face to face with a tiger, basically.
I would love to, but not when they want to eat me. I would love to cuddle with a tiger. I have this fantasy to cuddle with them.
Yeah.
I really want to do that one day, but not because they will be so drugged and relaxed, because they want to cuddle with me as well. You know, it needs to be mutual.
You'd have to raise it.
Yeah,
You're willing to do that?
yeah. We'll move to Dubai or something.
To Dubai.
Yeah, they have a big community of growing big cats.
Okay.
But I think it's very
See you with a big cat one day.
maybe like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I think it's healing when cats are purring. There is healing frequency to that.
Yeah.
And if it's a big cat, I would love to experience that when they're purr and they're just
Rumble.
vibrating. And
Yeah, true. That would be really cool to be part of a tiger's rumble.
yes, as long as they don't eat us,
Yeah.
keep us alive one more day.
But I also have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why son of a pigeon?
Should we open it live in front of everyone? Son of a pigeon.
Would you rather take it off offline?
It's a mystery, son of a pigeon. It's a gameplay. I don't know if I want to reveal it
Okay.
for
Okay,
all
you
of
want
the
to keep
people.
it mysterious?
Yeah, but maybe I can share with you when we stop the recording.
Oh, I feel special.
Maybe we'll leave it on. Maybe not. Just stay tuned and we will see what's going on. Thank you, Georgia. That was really, really, really fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you have beautiful music and I'm very honored that you came here.
Thank you. I'm honored that you had me.
Thank you for coming to Son of a Pigeon. And people, give her a follow everywhere you can so you can support the local artists. And stay tuned, there is another song coming up.
I know things have been a little complicated lately. Maybe because we are only talking through a screen. And how am I to know that we are headed in the same direction? It takes a lot of faith, takes toll on me. I think that you'd agree. I know it's a matter of time. Do we exist in the same time? Times, oh, you know it's about the right time to align on what the future holds. That is what our love is holding on for. Baby, please, I'm learning to love patiently. Loving you comes easily. Oh, I will focus on you now, baby. Please, I'm learning to feel all your needs. You gon' make it easy on me. I will focus on you now. Yeah, yeah, I will focus on you now. And I know this love is testing both our boundaries and patience. We communicate over the seas. And how am I to know that we are headed in the same direction? a lot of faith, takes toll on me. I think that you'd agree. I know it's a matter of time till we exist in the same times. Oh, you know it's about the right time to align on what the future holds. That is what our love is holding on for. Baby, please, I'm learning to love patiently. Loving you comes easily. I will focus on you now, baby. Please, I'm learning to feel all your needs. You gon' make it easy on me. I will focus on you.